Run up the score 21. We are back in another video on Wilder versus Fury, because I've seen one of the narratives coming into this fight is Tyson Fury talking about he wants to knock Deontay Wilder out in this fight. He's gonna knock Deontay Wilder out in this fight. And you see that a lot. I mean, you even saw it with fighters like Paulie Malignaggi saying he's gonna knock a guy out, and you kind of roll your eyes. You know that's not gonna happen. And that's the first reaction I had to this when he said it. I kind of rolled my eyes. I was like, no, he ain't. He's not going for a knockout. He's gonna try to control distance, control pace, yuck it up when he has to, and win this fight on the decision. However, people have been bringing to my attention that more people are buying into this narrative that Fury is going to knock out Wilder than I expected. And reason being, there's several reasons. Number one, and I'm on my senior citizen walk again, so forgive me if I'm breathing heavy. I have allergies as well. So Wilder, or Fury for that matter, is coming in a little more muscular in this fight. He's gained some muscle. So you ask yourself, okay, why would a guy gain muscle if he expects this fight to go 12 rounds? Why would he gain some muscle? Why would he beef up a little bit? Because we know muscle wears down quicker than fat. Muscle wears down quicker than anything. So if you're going to go 12, you're trying to prepare yourself to go 12 with a monster. Why would you gain muscle? That calls into question the theory that Fury wants to sort of control pace and distance in this fight and go 12 and win going away on a decision. So I'm asking myself, why would he gain muscle? Maybe there's truth to him saying that he wants to sit on his punches and go for a knockout. So you ask yourself, okay, why would Fury want to go for a knockout in this fight? If that's his strategy, why would he want to do that? Maybe he saw the Stavern fight, the second one. Maybe he saw the second Ortiz fight, and maybe, just maybe, he's called into question, can I go 24 rounds with this guy? Or would it be smarter to go early on in the fight, sit on my punches, try to surprise this guy, and turn this into a firefight, and maybe I get caught with something. But if I sit back and I'm cautious and a little shy as to what's coming back, maybe it's safer to get into a firefight early in the fight instead of trying to go 12 more rounds with this guy, knowing that eventually you're going to catch a big right hand, right? It may be, just maybe, he replayed his first fight when he was fine throughout most of the fight, and then, what was it, the 9th round, he gets caught. The 12th round, he gets caught with something vicious. So maybe he's looking at it as, the longer this fight goes on, the more susceptible I am to those right hands. So I want to get muscular, I want to sit on my punches, and I want to try to get this guy out of there early. It's unconventional. It's not what you would expect the strategy to be for a guy who can control pace, who is a master boxer, to have the strategy. He definitely has a advantage as far as ring generalship, ring IQ, and technical boxing ability. But maybe it is a smarter idea. Maybe it is not a bluff. Maybe it's legit. Maybe the strategy is, let's sit on our punches early and try to get this guy out of here. Bold move, but it can pay off. Maybe it's not smart to try to sit in the pocket or use lateral movement, wear yourself down, and stay in there 12 rounds with this guy when it seems like he doesn't wear down as much as people would think. I mean, you look at the Ortiz fight, he was down, once or twice in that fight, gets a late stoppage. Fury, he was being outboxed. Almost knocked Fury out in the 12th round. So maybe the smarter strategy is to sit on your punches early, put more on him, and try to get this guy out of there earlier on in the fight. I'm starting to buy it more and more. Do I still think it's going to happen? No. I still believe that it's either Fury decision or Wilder knockout. I think that it would be tough for Wilder to get a decision on a fair scorecard. But I also think it's tough to say that Fury is going to knock out Wilder. Wilder's been in there with some big punchers and survived it. So I don't know. And I don't think that Fury's going to completely abandon that boxing ability. I think he's just going to try to set it up with the jab, with his boxing ability. And he's going to throw some big shots and sit on some of these punches that he maybe didn't sit on in the first fight. You know, when I see a guy beef up with muscle, and I'm starting to see more and more why he would look at the Stavern fight and the Ortiz fight and think to himself, maybe it's a smarter idea to try to get this guy out in the early and middle rounds instead of staying in there with him for 12 rounds, and each round goes by, I'm more susceptible to that big right hand. Maybe I'll get a little lazy, or maybe, maybe I'll slip a little bit. Each round goes by. Maybe my reflexes won't be as sharp in round 12, obviously, as they are in round 1. So we try to get this guy out of there. I don't want to go through hell for 24 rounds. You know, I'd rather go 16 or 17 rounds with this guy. So who knows, man? I'm starting to think it's more real than a bluff. Still a long shot, though. Still a long shot, because Wilder can take a punch. He can take a punch. So let me know what y'all think about this, man. What do you think about him gaining muscle? What do you think about Wilder in both the Stavern fight and the Ortiz fight? Got his opponents out of there pretty early in both of those rematches. And maybe Fury is seeing that. Maybe Fury is seeing that, hey, both times I went into Queer Street in the Wilder fight, it was late in the fight. I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to see this guy in rounds 9 through 12 or in the championship rounds this time around. So maybe there's some truth to him sitting on these punches. It's unconventional, but maybe it's a smart thing to do. Hit me up. Peace.